Hello and welcome to Theatre.Reviews with Paul Seven. I'm here at Chichester Festival Theatre to review Arthur Miller's A View from the Bridge. A View from the Bridge is a modern classic, although it is rooted in ancient Greek tragedy. It was written by Arthur Miller, a man who has a claim to be the greatest playwright of the 20th century. Headlong's production, which has been co-produced with Chichester Festival Theatre, where I saw it, the Octagon, Bolton, and the Rose Theatre, tried too hard. It could have done less and achieved more, because fundamentally it's the accomplished, well-directed cast that makes Headlong's A View from the Bridge worth seeing. Keep watching and I'll tell you why the production was a little too clever for its own good. But first, please like, comment, and best of all subscribe. That not only helps the channel grow, but it means you'll know whenever I post a new review. Let's start with a brief summary of the plot. Eddie is a longshoreman or dock worker in New York. He lives in an Italian-American community just below the Brooklyn Bridge. And Arthur Miller tells us that the title refers to us, the middle-class audience with our modern outlook, observing from the bridge this normally out-of-sight working-class community rooted in a more ancient culture. Eddie and his wife Beatrice have brought up her dead sister's daughter, Catherine, who's now arrived at that moment when a child becomes an adult. It's around 1950, so we must accept that kids grew up more slowly in those days. Eddie still sees her as the little girl he needs to protect, but that feeling is now coloured by an unacknowledged sexual attraction. Then two of Bee's cousins arrive from Italy. The brothers are illegal immigrants, what we might today call economic migrants, who have escaped poverty, in Rodolfo's case to become an American citizen, and in Marco's case to earn money to support his family. Things start to go wrong when Catherine and Rodolfo fall in love. Eddie is jealous, but hides this by implying that Rodolfo is really gay and is tricking Catherine into marrying him in order to gain US citizenship. Eddie's inner conflict and how this inarticulate working-class man deals with it is the core of the tragedy of this play. The cast are uniformly excellent, and Holly Race Roughan's production gives them the space to savour the language of the play. Jonathan Slinger as Eddie brings out the frustration and ignorance and anger required in the role as he swaggers, slumps, stares and rages. Rachelle Diedricks' Catherine starts naive, barely recognising her own sexual power. Then she matures until, by the end of the play, she is confident enough to shout down Eddie. It's a subtle blossoming that marks Miss Diedricks as an actor to watch out for in the future. Eddie's conduct is appalling and it's hard to feel sympathy for him, but he presents a challenge for Catherine and Beatrice, who both love him and are in many ways the play's ultimate victims. Bee is possibly the most interesting character in the play. She clearly envies Catherine and encourages her to take advantage of the opportunities that she never had. Kirsty Bushell imbues Bee with an inner strength and confidence which give her a power over Eddie, and for much of the play she is able to subdue his more extreme behaviour. She's frustrated by Eddie's lack of sexual interest in her, and her constant revealing of her legs can be taken as a sign of her own active sexuality. Why is Eddie not interested in her? Well, it's not simply that he's distracted by Catherine. The text hints that he may have, again unacknowledged, homosexual leanings, which adds another layer to this complex play. Maybe Eddie is even attracted to Rodolfo. It's possible that Arthur Miller would have developed this more if he'd written the play today. However, the production decides to do the job for him by featuring a fantasy male ballet dancer performing homoerotically in front of Eddie. I don't know why Holly Race Roughan felt we needed this aspect of the play to be marked with a fluorescent pen. Just as earlier, when we first see Catherine, we find her on a children's swing, a prop that seems to clutter the stage and serve no purpose except to underline her adolescence. It's as if the director doesn't trust the text to make the point without putting it in bold. As for Rodolfo, Luke Newberry plays him as artistic, sensitive and passionate, but without any obvious sign of him being gay. Like the modern American he aspires to be, Rodolfo sees the value in the virtues of compromise and forgiveness. By contrast, his brother Marco is appropriately strong and silent in the hands of Tommy Sim'aan, except for the moment when he dramatically takes centre stage to show Eddie who is the alpha male. The conflict between the rule of law and the code of the Italian community is another major theme, and Eddie's self-inflicted downfall comes from his breach of the code and his recourse to the law. This makes the part of the lawyer, Alfieri, pivotal in raising questions about the limits of the law in providing justice, particularly in a community which, in the past, has sorted out its own forms of justice. Nancy Crane takes on this role, possibly the first time a woman has played the part. She's authoritative and sympathetic, in a way appropriate to someone who is also a narrator come Greek chorus, a role designed to remind us that we are outsiders viewing the unfolding tragedy. The austere set by Moi Tran comprises a claustrophobic shiny black wall and stage with an oppressive neon sign saying Red Hook, the name of the neighbourhood. A staircase and high walkway are a further indication of how low this family are. The main props are a number of chairs, inspired no doubt by a moment in the drama when a chair plays a significant role. I wasn't sure that the chairs really worked when symbolising the heavy bales the longshoremen carry, but I guess that's a minor point. I've one more criticism to make of Ms. Race Roughan's direction. During the final moving tableau, a very large member of the cast stands at the front of the stage, blocking a significant part of the audience's view. This is frankly unforgivable. Anyway, having got that out of the way, let me say that generally Holly Race Roughan has put together a good version of A View from the Bridge. It has light and shade, variations of pace, and dollops of tension. And I give it 3 stars. I hope you enjoyed this review and found it useful. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you want to read my reviews, go to Theatre.Reviews. You can also find me posting on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Mastodon and X. Thank you for watching.